Hi everyone, Simon here again from Sterling Coaching, sharing yet more insights from the training that I'm doing in aid to raise funds by spending 8 hours on a exercise bike during a business day to raise money for Sense, the charity for deaf blind children. And in today's video and broadcast, I want to talk about something I realized this morning. So what I'm trying to do is work out what's the best time for me to get on the bike and do my training. And if I do it late in the day, I enjoy that. I perform quite well at that. But what I found is that it doesn't take much for me to miss it. And if I do it in the evening and I do it the next morning, it's too close together. So what I'm trying to do is get into that morning routine that many people tell us that we should have. Now, I can tell you that I'm not a morning person. I'm just like the person there. I keep hitting the snooze on the alarm clock. It drives my wife, Angela, nuts because she likes to wake up, get out of bed and get things done. It takes me sometimes 30 minutes plus just to wake up and get out of bed. And I know many of you will be just cringing at that, but some of you will be going, yeah, that's me. So when I decided to get on the bike early this morning, I realized that it was not a good time for performance. So yes, I got out of bed, I got everything ready, I was awake, but my physical performance on the exercise bike was way below what it is if I'd have done that at 8 o'clock in the evening or 9 o'clock in the evening. And it made me remember the fact that when I was in business, I recognized that people perform differently at different times of the day. Now, very often we need peak performance to suit our business. But if we're going to give somebody a task and we're going to expect the absolute best out of them, of concentration and of effort, and we're giving it them to do first thing in the morning, and they're like me, they're not an early morning person, then I'm never going to get the best performance out of them. Now, does that mean that I've got to do it at 8 o'clock at night? Absolutely not. But what we do have to do is we've got to find a balance. We've got to work out when we perform at our best, but also when do our teams in our business perform at their best. And can we actually quite easily adapt the tasks that we're giving them, or the time frames that we're giving them, or the sequence that we're giving them these tasks. So we want to get every member of our team performing at their optimum level. And I want you to learn from the lesson that I had this morning that we do have to listen to our own bodies. We have to look at how our own cycles perform throughout the day. As you can see there on the bottom image, the person in the office huddled up, and we need to work out when people need to take a break. We need to work out, if we make them go for lunch at 12:30, is that best time? Sometimes we don't have a choice, but perhaps we do. So let's have a look at those cycles of when we perform our best. And we need to make sure we do that. And I need to do that if I'm going to raise as much money as I can for the kids that you can see in this image as well. I'm going to spend 8 hours in the saddle. I'm going to be starting at 8:30 on the 31st of October during a networking event. I'm going to be doing live broadcasts throughout the day on Facebook, and just as I'm doing here on other platforms as well. And I'm going to be sat pedaling away in client sessions, and in between I might do some workouts on the Peloton app as well. It's all going to be tracked using the Peloton app, and I'm doing it to raise over £1,000 for the Sense charity, for the charity that gives so much care to those children who are suffering the loss of both their hearing and their sight, or have completely lost it already, to the carers and the parents who are trying to develop these children and these kids of how they're going to cope with life, how they're going to cope with business, how they're going to cope with being out in the world wide, outside of their bubble that they might be in at the moment with their parents in their care. So there are lots of good stories. You can visit and support me and see what it's all about at justgiving.com, and you can search for Simon Meadows. The link's going across the ticker there, so please, if you're watching this, or you can watch the repeat of this, please pause the video. Whether you can give £5, £10 or a lot more, any donation that you can give to help me in this fundraising activity by spending 8 hours on a Peloton bike ride, tracking it through the Peloton app on an exercise bike during 8 hours of business, that would be incredible. And I really do hope that you look at your own cycles and those of your team in your business and perhaps in your life as well, and work out when those around you, when you perform at your very best, and just look at the timings, look at the cycles, and if you're able to, and we're not all able to, but if you are able to, make some adjustments, make some tweaks, and make sure that you're getting the best out of you and the best out of your team. And that's my plan for this fundraising activity. And as always, I'll catch you on the next video or on the next text post as well, with more insights from how my training is going and the lessons that I'm learning along the way. Bye for now.